the Cowboys are, because the Cowboys not only dress the part with the star on the helmet and the nice colors, but the Cowboys have been to the Super Bowl several times, 8 times, and they've won 5. So they're doing their franchise history is what makes them America's team, not any other team that can't match up history-wise in the modern era. If you can't say that you've had as many appearances in the Super Bowl, then you're not, and you had to have won some Super Bowls to be called America's team. So the Cowboys are America's team, even though they're terrible this particular season. They suck. Yes, I will admit that the team that I root for sucks, but in their franchise history, they've done very well. So that's why they're called America's team. They have more fans outside of Texas than a lot of other teams outside of their own state. So with that, we will take another break, and it will also be short, and we will be right back.
You're listening to a man who's almost intelligent. Very close. Welcome back to Probably Offensive. One hell of a show. Yeah.
Alrighty then, ma'am. Or sir. Or whoever you are listening to. Anyway. We're back. And I want to talk about Jon Voight for a minute. The actor. Because Jon Voight tweeted a video that was completely ridiculous and just absurd. His points of views are based in, I don't want to say stupidity, but Jon Voight is a nut job. The guy is completely lost his mind, and maybe he was already there. Maybe it's going slowly or something, but Jon Voight's video is one that I have seen. So for whatever reasons, Jon Voight, the actor, father of Angelina Jolie, has tweeted a video, 2-minute video, where he's talking about how the liberals, the left, are trying to ruin this country, trying to bring down the country, and he mentioned Governor Newsom out in California, because he's a resident of California, and how they have to get Newsom out. And he also mentioned Nancy Pelosi, and they want to destroy no, they don't, John. They don't want to destroy the country. What they're doing, I mean, outside of, coronavirus, which really has attacked everybody. Nobody really could foresee. I mean, you knew something was going to happen, because we had SARS, we had swine flu, Ebola. Oh, by the way, 2 people died when we had Ebola, and they, the right wing media said that President Obama should resign because 2 people died. Now we have 265,000 people died, and they say, oh, that's no big deal. Not even President Trump had nothing to do with it. So we see how the right wing operates. But anyway, Jon Voight put this video out here on Twitter where he's talking about the left-wing liberals, and how they want to bring the country down, and we cannot allow this evil. Listen, John, these guys don't want to bring the country down. I mean, what you're saying is silly. It's nonsense, okay? And hopefully most people can see that you're a nut job, Mr. Voight, okay? Nobody wants to bring the country down. They want to make the country a better place. They just have a different idea on how to do that than you do. And for you to say President Trump is the only one who can save this nation, that right there, those statements are the most ridiculous, nonsensical, idiotic statements I've ever heard in my life. I don't think I've heard one thing dumber than anyone saying President Trump is the only one who can save this nation. That is not true, and not even close. It's not close. President Trump is not saving the nation. He's definitely, if the nation needs saving, he's definitely not the one who's going to do it. President Trump is not intelligent. Okay, he's not a good businessman, and he's not morally sound. Okay, he doesn't have good morals. He's a terrible person. He's definitely not the only person who can save the nation. I don't understand why anyone would think so. Least of all, Jon Voight. Not that Jon Voight is supposed to be smart because he's a successful actor and because his daughter is so hot. No, that doesn't qualify Jon Voight for anything, apparently. But I'm just saying, someone who's in his age, I don't know how old he is. He looked like he's at least in his 60s, maybe 70. But let's find out real quick. How old is Jon Voight?
81 years old.
There you go. Jon Voight, 81-year-old guy. Maybe he's just starting to lose his mind. He's 81. I don't know. These things happen at all different times. So maybe Jon Voight is just starting to lose his mind, and he's just, a little confused. But anybody, to me, who talks about President Trump as if he's a good guy. I mean, the QAnon reports online saying that President Trump is rounding up pedophiles. To me, I'm like, this guy might be one of them. I'm not saying he is. Maybe he's not. But he was certainly friends with them. He's not rounding up pedophiles on a secret sting operation and going to put them in jail. No, that's not happening. That's nonsensical. It's just not true. And Jon Voight, the actor who says that President Trump is the only one who can save the nation, that is the dumbest, most ridiculous, idiotic nonsense I've ever heard of. And it's just not true. I'm so sick of hearing people just say stuff that's just not true. And they got a platform now. Everybody has a platform, and then definitely actors have a platform, especially a popular actor, Jon Voight, 81 years old. He's been in a lot of movies, but he's on the show Ray Donovan right now. He was in the Transformers, the first 2 or 3, at least the first one I remember. But this opinion that President Trump's the only one that can save this nation, when those words come out of anyone's mouth, I'm thinking, have you completely lost your mind? This guy is an idiot. He's not saving the nation. He's not a good businessman. He's lied about that. He's not a billionaire. He lied about that. He didn't use his own money for the campaign. He lied about that. He's raised over $2 billion in these 2 campaigns. Running for president in 2016, which he won, he raised over $1 billion. He raised another $1 billion running for trying to get reelected, which he lost fair and square. There's no widespread voter fraud, and the word widespread is important there because there's always some voter fraud, but it's so minuscule, it's not enough to make a difference. 4 or 5 people in each state trying to fraud, trying to, cast extra ballots for the person that they believe should be president. And it's not all for Biden, that the voter fraud happens. Some of it's for Trump. Some people have caused, fraudulent ballots for Trump too. So this notion that the widespread voter fraud all for Joe Biden is nonsense, and it's just not true. It's just not. Okay? I hate to interrupt your narrative. If you believe that President Trump somehow was wronged in the election, that's just not true. He's just a sore loser and doesn't want to lose power. That's the truth. And for whatever reason, Jon Voight, amongst anybody else, but I'm just saying this because Jon Voight put this tweet out here talking about President Trump's the only one that can save the nation. That is the most ridiculous, idiotic bullshit I've ever heard. President Trump is not saving anything. Okay? He's not even saving money himself. He's collecting money from his supporters, saying that he's going to use that to fight the voter fraud, but that's not true either. He's just using it. He just wants to get money because he doesn't have nearly as much as he claims to have. That's all that is. It's just another lie. The guy was not good in business. He's received over $400 million from his father. Okay. He's not a good guy. He had over 20 women claim that he raped them. 20 women. You could say one or two, they're lying. But 20? And they don't even know each other. And it's different years. It's not even like they all said it at one time. It's over a span of years. So this guy is not saving the nation or anybody. Okay? God is not on President Trump's side. President Trump is just a man who lies a lot for his advantage. And that's the truth. He's not saving the nation. I don't know why Jon Voight or anybody else would think so. This guy's not even religious. He even lies about that. He doesn't go to church. But in any case, I just thought I'd mention that because Jon Voight put out a tweet that was it was pretty sad because, the guy's 81. His mind isn't sharp anymore, and he actually believes that President Trump is going to save the nation. And he actually said it's the liberals who are burning the country down. No, they're not. Had protests because cops are killing black people without cause, unarmed. Okay, George Floyd was murdered. So we're going to move on. But I just thought I'd mention, you could, that's an entertainer. He is 81, so I guess I cut him a little slack. But there are people who are in their 20s and 30s, 40s and 50s who believe the same kind of nonsense as Jon Voight. That somehow President Trump was wronged. No, Joe Biden just got more votes than him. It doesn't have to be rigged for Joe Biden to win. He just had more votes. More people voted for Joe Biden. I voted for Joe Biden. Okay? A lot of people voted for him, apparently. 78 million of us voted for Joe Biden. So the election doesn't have to be rigged for Joe Biden to win. That's not the only way he could win, is for it to be rigged. Just a lot of people no longer want President Trump as the president. And that's all it takes. Register to vote. If you're 18 and a citizen, people registered to vote and they voted for Joe Biden. It's that simple. Acting like it's some kind of huge conspiracy for Joe Biden to have won the election. No, it's just more people voted for Joe Biden. Accept it and move on. So the stock market has gone up, and President Trump did not waste time in trying to take credit for that even. And The stock market has gone up because Joe Biden was elected president.